Hi. You and I need to talk. I've got us some breakfast. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had some company.
Hey! Who do you think you are?
I'm the guy you know better than my closest friends do. Why don't you put some clothes on? Get rid of your girlfriend.
Hello, everybody. You have just seen a scene from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, starring Rooney Mara. And very cleverly, Rooney Mara is here right after the scene that we've just watched. Pretend to start off that I'm from Mars, which a lot of people believe I am, and just know nothing about the whole Millennium Trilogy, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the 2 sequels, the search to find the Lisbeth Salander that you're playing. We know nothing. I am the Martian who knows nothing. Who is she? Who is this person?
She's kind of hard to, she can't really be defined.
Oh, well, then my work is done here. Wow.
She's kind of a character that, you know, when you start reading the books or, you know, when you're watching the movie, she's kind of someone you have to discover. You discover her sort of slowly. And then by the end of it, I think, you know, most people fall in love with her, but she's sort of, she's sort of a slow discovery. You know, she's unlike anyone we've ever read about or seen before, and she's sort of, she's a girl who lives by her own set of rules. She has a very strict moral code, and she's very uncompromising in that code.
But she has a look.
She does have a look, yeah. I think her look is very interesting in Stockholm, you know, but I think you put her in the East Village, and she's just someone living in the East Village. You know, to me, I think it's you know, much more her character that is much more interesting to me.
You're in the beginning of award season. You are now a Golden Globe nominee for Best Actress. Once you play her and it's out there in the world and people start talking about awards like this and the Oscar, how do you deal with that?
A lot of denial.
Denial? A lot of blocking it out?
I try not to think about that part of it too much, you know. It's not really a way, I don't think it's really a way to measure success. It's really, you know, it's certainly a nice bonus, and it's very, it's nice when you work so hard on something and people recognize that work. But really, you know, I want the audience to love it. You know, that to me is more important.
Can I call you Lisbeth? I want you to help me catch a killer of women.
So it was, what was it, September of last year that you began this shooting of this movie?
The end of August. I got to Stockholm August 21st.
Mm-hmm. Feeling what? What was the mood? I'm sure no trepidation at all. I mean, who really cares? Everybody wanted to play this, and worse than the fact that there were other actresses that wanted this part. Everybody, including me, who's read the book, has our own idea of who Lisbeth Salander is. So you have everybody saying, I'm looking at you, but I feel this and I feel that. So how did you deal with the idea that you were going to play her?
You know, I was very lucky in that David offered me the part, and then 5 days later I was on a plane, and so I didn't have that much time to really even think about what other people thought of me or what other people thought of the character. You know, I got to Stockholm and I was immediately sort of thrown into working all day, every day, training and you know, researching the part. And, you know, I don't think I could have really gone into it worrying about what, you know, 65 million people think about this character. I had read the books as well, and I had my own idea of who she was, and, you know, I was the person hired to bring her to life, so that's what I did.
But there's a lot that Lisbeth does in a kind of silence. She's not sitting there expressing herself about her every thought and instinct. It's going to come out of you.
Yeah. And I had 26 years of practice doing that, so it was easy for me.
26 years of silence, that's it, just waiting for this to happen. Yeah. No, when you set out to do it, and you're saying it's just 5 days before, but you were talking to him about it. Look, you're in The Social Network, and this character that you're playing in that is nothing like Lisbeth Salander. She's nothing like it. I can remember you sitting across from Jesse just saying, You know, I'm just talking about liking guys who row crew because, you know, like girls like cowboys. You know, that's it. And it's just very fast and doing this. So what out of that made David Fincher say, "That's my Lisbeth"?
Well, I don't think he, you know, David didn't want to see me for the part at first, and I think it's for that exact reason. He, you know, when he was casting The Social Network, he was looking for someone to fill all these things that he needed, and none of them matched up with Salander. So I think he was quite confused by me himself, and it didn't take that long, but it definitely took a little bit of convincing, and then once he was behind me, he was behind me.
What was the scariest thing about playing her? Was it the piercings? Was it, you know, having to put yourself in another mindset? Was it being naked? Was it what? What?
I wasn't really scared to do any of those things. You know, I was definitely hesitant to ride the motorcycle because that to me seemed very dangerous. But I was really excited to do all of those things. You know, they're all really important parts to her character, and I don't think I could have really gone into it if I was hesitant about any of those things.
I can't find any record of her, and I'm pretty good at that kind of thing.
Would it really matter what her name is?
Well, it would if I wanted to speak to her, yes.
What about you getting to know your co-star Daniel Craig, a relationship that this movie is kind of founded on?
For you.
Yeah, you know, me and Daniel don't really even work together that much in the movie. We have a lot of, most of our stuff is separate, and he was easy to work with and get to know. He's, you know, he's really easygoing and very straightforward, and he's a really generous actor, and I mean, I can't imagine anyone else playing that part. I think he was perfectly cast in it. Well, I didn't really grow up having a side, you know. Now, you know, having lived in New York my whole life and my dad works for the Giants, I definitely root for the Giants.